Hey guys, how's it going? Today I thought I would talk about the things that have happened throughout my life growing up that I think has led to me gaining lots of weight and struggling to lose it and so on and so forth, and kind of how I ended up where I am now. So when I was a kid, I was one of 5 kids, and anytime that we had dinner or something like that, you sort of really had to eat fast, because if you didn't eat fast, there would be no seconds left. So even though that we probably didn't need seconds when we were kids, it was still this sort of, okay, there's 8 pieces of pizza, there's 5 kids, if each kid has 1 piece of pizza, then there's 3 left, who's going to get the last 3? And it was sort of this, I don't know, like you felt like you needed to be fast and eat fast to get more food. And our family never struggled to put food on the table, so I don't know why it was kind of this mentality, but it was. That being said, I was kind of the only heavy child in our family. Everyone else was very, very average. And we all did sports. We did soccer, basketball, softball. We were very active. My dad was our soccer coach when we were really young, and he would make us go on like 2-mile runs like at home, which now I'm thinking like that was kind of fucked up, but at the time it didn't seem like it. We were also really active in the neighborhood. I grew up in Connecticut, and it was the kind of environment where you leave your garage door open. And we were friends with the kids across the street, so we would make up triathlons, and there was this thing we called the field, like up in our neighborhood, that was kind of just this empty dirt land that we like explored and stuff. So I was very active as a child, but I was always the heavier one in the family. I played soccer most of my childhood, and then I stopped because we moved to Michigan in 8th grade, and I stopped playing sports at that point. So I put on weight then, and then we moved to Arizona like the week before my freshman year of high school, and yeah, that's kind of where that went. But my parents kept trying to control weight in like really kind of weird ways. For example, they put a bike lock on the refrigerator when they went to bed at night so that we couldn't have access to the stuff in the refrigerator, which I'm thinking like, how fucked up is that? Like, we also had to ask every time we wanted to eat something, even if we were at a friend's house. So if we're playing with a friend and their parents are like, guys, like, here's some soda or chips or whatever, I would have to call my parents and ask if that was okay. And I don't know if that's normal. Like, that was my childhood. I don't know if that's a normal thing that people do now or did then or whatever. So I don't really know, but that was the normal thing for me. And my parents would buy, back then, instead of like Healthy Choice and stuff, there were brands called Sweet Rewards that was similar to like Snackwells that would make like 90-calorie bars and stuff like that. So my mom would buy those instead of like Quaker granola bars. And I remember one time my family left to go somewhere, and me and my sister decided we were going to have one of those bars. So we take it out of the pantry and we're like eating it, and all of a sudden like my parents had forgotten something, so they came back home, and we like ran and hid so we wouldn't get in trouble for like eating a 90-calorie bar, which seems so insane to me now that I'm talking about it. So it was always like a massive stress on food and exercising and stuff as kids, but bad food was always around. Like, my dad has been overweight his whole life, and he's actually starting to lose a little bit of weight now, which is awesome. But my mom's always been really tiny, my dad's bigger, and my dad is the kind of guy that will like eat a pack of Oreos at one sitting, but then tell you that you should go for a run. So it's very, I don't know, it like fucked me up as a kid. And my brother and sister were very, very fit. They played soccer throughout high school and stuff, and now they both, not that they're like struggling with their weight, but they, put on weight, and like my brother actively like lift weights and, does different diets and goes up and down and stuff. So it's so insane in my family how many conversations revolve around weight and so-and-so looks like they've gained weight, or do you think they've lost weight, or whatever. It's like, who fucking cares? Me and my mom kind of got into a little bit of a fight a couple weeks ago because she was asking me about my sister, and she was like, do you think she's lost any weight? And I was like, why don't you ask her? I don't fucking know. Like, it does not involve me in any way, and if my sister wants my help, she will ask me, but otherwise, like, you know, that's her own thing to deal with. Like, I'm here for advice, but I'm not going to be like, you should do this, you should do that. It's none of my business. So it really bothered me that my mom's like, so, like, what do you think about this? And my mom weighs like 110 pounds dripping wet. So it's irritating that, and she'll say things about herself like, oh, I'm such a fat pig. Like, I ate, you know, a whole sandwich and stuff today. And I'm like, Mom, how do you think that makes me feel when you say stuff like that? And she's like, oh, well, I'm just talking about myself. Like, I feel bloated or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But that doesn't make me feel great. Like, if you view yourself like that, how do you view everyone else? So it's just, it's very weird. Like, even to this day, everything's really focused on weight. And I realize that my life has changed over the past couple of years to the point where I talk about exercise a lot and I talk about what I'm eating a lot because it's such in the forefront of my life at this point. Like, my brother gave me like a new tricep exercise to try when I last saw him, and I ended up texting him from the gym the other day because I had forgotten what he said to do when he sent me a YouTube video. So it's like our conversations have evolved to like be about those kinds of things, but it's still kind of really fucked up how like centralized weight is in our family. And you know, it's like, I think my parents just don't really know, because my mom will be like, you look so great, like, you know, like, have you lost more weight or whatever? And then she'll be like, can I make you some mashed potatoes or something? So it's like killing me, you know, like, but if you're parents, or if you are a parent and like you do any of this like weird stuff, like, leave me a comment. There's kind of a lot of things my parents said to me growing up that like were extremely hurtful at the time. Like, my dad told me that I would never find a husband if I didn't lose weight, and they also like said that about tattoos and stuff. So, you know, my entire life weight has been a thing, and it's still very much a thing in my life, but in a different way. So I know I made another video about stuff like you shouldn't say to people, but if your parents did any weird stuff about weight when you were a kid, or even now, or if you're a parent and you do stuff like put locks on the refrigerator or stuff like that, let me know, and maybe just like why, because I'm not a parent, so I don't understand. I don't know. And I know that a lot of times it's coming from a place of a positive place, but you being on the receiving end of that doesn't feel like that. So yeah, leave me some comments. Let's talk about it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!